I was in a victim mindset for so long, and everything was my parents' fault, or somebody did something to me. I was like, that is your fault. No. Yeah, okay, something may happen, but it's up to me how to deal with it.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Starwolfunity podcast. Today, I'm also with a new special guest, Tania.
Hey, hi.
How's it going, Tania?
I'm doing fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Could be better, of course, but always could be worse. So, hey, that's life.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
How was your day so far? How was the journey here?
Well, the journey was pretty fun, actually. I had fun with some cars on the road here.
Oh, yeah.
Because
very much fun.
Yeah, I always like to entertain myself. So I was hanging behind some car, and there was some car behind me, and we were constantly with the three of us, and we were driving, and every time he would speed up, I would speed up, and like by the time that he left me, I felt sort of an abandonment issue, like, oh, why did you do that to me? I thought we were buddies.
Yeah.
Even one guy waved at me when he passed me. I was like, hey. Yeah, you gotta entertain yourself if you have to drive for an hour, you know. So
you came from Eindhoven, right? Like,
yes,
near Eindhoven.
No 40.
No.
No 40.
Oh.
Yes.
I like your energy so far.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
Not hashtag me too. No. Okay.
We met on the events that we participated in. That was also the first one, right? Like, we had this 2 event from Axel and Elisa.
Yes.
On the first one, you were also there, right? With the sitting on the circle. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Man, that's crazy. I don't remember much actually from the first one. The second one I do remember more.
Yeah, but the first one we also had the stay at the night together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also had a sort of flashback.
Oh, yeah.
That made quite an impact on me. And also, back then that you were telling stuff that you're doing right now. That's fucking sick, man. Yeah, can be really proud of yourself. Should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. I'm sometimes too ungrateful, but...
No, but you have such big plans, and now you're acting on those plans. Hey, and I see the results, so that's... my compliments to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And we were just also we were just having conversation about certain things that you would like to place in this existence of ours.
Yes, I'd like to inspire people becoming their best selves and higher selves one day. But first, it's really important for me to become my highest and best self. And it's a journey, it's a process, and I really enjoy helping people, talking to people, and really getting the best out of them, because we think so small as humans. Like, oh, but can I make, I don't know, 5,000 euros a month? Is that too much? Why am I worthy enough or whatever? Oh, that relationship, no, man, all men are trash. Like, those are all limiting beliefs that keep you from your highest reality. And we have only this much time. Like, one day you're 20, next day you're 80. So use this time that you have, because it's relatively short, and I believe that time is relative at all. Like, it's not something. Yeah, it's a man-made construct. Just to put it like that. So
also agree.
Yeah, the time that we have, fucking use
Einstein
it well.
Einstein said himself, time is relevant, right? Like, relative to.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So and just by, seeing and understanding why you think like that, that can make a world of difference in your reality, because it's only the little shifts and the little habits that change your whole reality and identity, because it's really what you do in a day that's gonna, every successful business owner has the same 24 hours that you have. So why think so small?
Yeah.
If these people have so much money, for instance,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, but this, I don't know if I'm worthy of that,
Yeah.
or what am I good at?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're gonna stay like that.
Yeah.
But people have millions, billions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't think that you can be one of them. Like you're asking for maybe
A
those
small
people.
part.
Exactly,
Yeah.
those people don't even know you exist.
Yeah.
Most people don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you go off of what somebody else says or
Yeah.
somebody else thinks? Like,
yeah.
oh, but they won't like me.
Yeah.
Oh, how
Nobody
am I?
even hears from you in the beginning. Like nobody even cares. That's
Exactly. And most people quit right before they they can break through. Like, it's not for everybody, and not everybody needs a big life, but just your dream life. What is it?
Yeah.
Because I asked this question to many people in my life all the time. Like, okay. Also, last week in therapy, I asked it, like, okay, who is living their dream life right now? Are you really enjoying your life and living life to the fullest with everything that you want to do? 2 people. Only 2 people who were standing there.
Said they were living.
Exactly. 2 people who are content with the way that they are living. From, all of the rest, you don't even know how many, they all sat on the other side. And it's really weird to me. And also, if I ask this question to my parents or to some friends of mine who aren't consciously busy with creating that, they are just like, yeah, but it's fine like this. I can live. It's okay. It's comfortable. But it's not what they want. They don't even know what they want.
Yeah. I there's a nice topic that you went into, because that is exactly what I noticed in young adults in our age range. That is exactly what they are struggling with. They don't really know what they want, but they know that's the thing they are doing is not what they want to do in the long term. And then when you ask them, okay, have you taken steps in order to find it out? They're like, I'm too comfortable to do anything. I do want it only when it's like Monday. When I have to go to work after a night in the weekend, right? But I started realizing, just people like you and also the friend groups that we are in, these people, I started like noticing them there. You have to find the right kind of people, and people are waking up also. Not everyone, like some of them falling off, but people are starting to wake up. But yeah, that's the most important part. Like, yeah, you have to, in order to find out what you want, and if you realize, okay, this is not the job or the situation I want to be in 10 years or 5 years from now, if you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. And that's also the dangerous part of the comfortable zone, you know? Because I, for instance, was in a relationship for quite some time, and that it was not bad enough for me to leave, but it wasn't also good enough for me to stay. But it just kept going on, and now I got this opportunity where I could get out, so that's really nice. But it's with everything in life, with the job, you know? It's like, yeah, I get the money, but I don't have the time for anything. I don't make the time, because in Dutch we have, can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
Prioriteit.
Priority.
Yeah, priority, but you can't make the same.
Prioriteit.
Tijd. Like, you have to make the thing that you want to do a priority. Otherwise, it won't happen. Like, it doesn't fall out of the sky like magic. Like, whoa.
And then all of a sudden it's bliss and sunshine. Yeah.
No. And even if it does happen, then good for you. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Can you are you able to, like, for instance, I would give you 2 million right now. What would you do with that?
Yeah, I would be like, if people are saying, yeah, if I win the lottery, I will be happy and this and that. I know if I win the lottery, I wouldn't be able to handle that money. You know, that's like, I was also thinking about it. Yeah, if I could make a lot of money in this year, I was like thinking, okay, if I made like stupid amounts, lots of money, I don't think I want that, because I had a long time thinking about this. I don't think I want that because I don't really know yet how to deal with that money, you know. And for me to have that much money, all of a sudden, I have to be very I have to be at a point to know how to deal with that type of money, and I know it's gonna cause a lot of in my head now I'm thinking maybe it could fix some certain things, but I know it's gonna cause a lot of chaos, and I would rather much rather have a let's say exponential growth, like steady growth. I mean, of course it's not linear, it's going like this, but overall it would be like let's say slow growth, then all of a sudden a peak in the sky, then oh shit, what am I gonna do with it? And then
exactly, you buy a mansion or whatever, or spend everything on cars
because I don't know how to deal with it, and all of a sudden I have all the possibilities in the world, and you
have to maintain it with everything, like
exactly. And like the universe also always gives you the things that you can handle, instead of giving you immediately what you wanted. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Yes, no, exactly. 100% agree. Yes, 1000%. And that's also the fun thing about life, because sometimes things happen. You're like, oh, why does this happen to me? Okay, if you think like that, let me stop you there. Go give yourself a pat on the back and move on. You're not a bitch. No, not to put it like that, but I was in a like a victim mindset for so long, and everything was my parents' fault, or somebody did something to me. I was like, this is your fault. No. Yeah, okay, something may happen, but it's up to me how to deal with it.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, how old are you, and what type of situation did you where do you grow up, and what did you do in order to realize these certain like that you were playing the victim game, you were saying? How can you like help people that also is experiencing the same situations? Because I know certain people are as exact the same situation as you are. And how did you realize that? Or like from like a situation, instead of playing the victim game, oh wait, this is my responsibility. My parents did my parents maybe, or my surroundings did certain things. How did you take the leap out of that comfort zone and say, okay, this is now my chance?
Yeah, that's a good question, because that was really one of the big things in my life. And to clarify some things, I'm 21 years old right now. I grew up in Brabant. And
in Eindhoven.
Yeah. So
I like that city.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's very nice. I like the people there. So the people make up for the ugly buildings. Yes. But
I understand.
Eindhoven is great. And you know, I spent my whole life basically in the same house and in the same room. And right now I'm changing my room, because I feel like there's such an old energy hanging in there, you know, because it's not even, it's all in clothes, it's in stuff and whatever. And there was a period in my life where I was really, really depressed. And I was really not even thinking of killing myself. I had a plan to kill myself. And something came up. My mom got really sick, so I couldn't kill myself anymore, because then my dad would have two persons who fell off the family thing. He couldn't handle that. And I'm gonna say something, and please don't take it the wrong way, but that was really the way that I thought. Because of course I felt bad that my mom got sick, but there was also a part of me who was like, oh, now I have a valid reason to feel like shit, this is my movie, my bad movie or something like that. And it really gave me this sense of, okay, now I have more of an identity, I think. And also TikTok back in the day, like I was struggling with so many things, and TikTok only made it worse, and just like really focused on the things that I was insecure about. And I was like, oh, this is okay. And
Yeah.
maybe I do have mommy issues, maybe I do have daddy issues, maybe I have this and that, blah, blah. I was thinking of borderline and everything. I really fucked my head. And I went really deep and I couldn't kill myself. So I felt even more badly about myself. Like, oh, how am I gonna do this? And I don't even want to. And my mom got better and I had this plan of really killing myself. And the plan was that the following months I would act like I was completely fine. Every time that someone would come up to me and ask me like, hey, how are you doing? I would say, I'm fine. I'm doing great, man. Honestly, I'm doing better.
Yeah.
And after a month or 2 months or so, I started to feel a shift in the way that my mind worked, because I finally started to notice when my mind would play tricks on me, because a knife would fall from the counter or whatever, and I would be like, I want to kill myself. Just instantly. And then I noticed, and I was like, why am I thinking this? This is not that weird. Yeah, like
normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started to counter that thought with something like, no. Okay, so your mind doesn't know the difference between what's out there and what's inside of you. So the way that you speak to yourself is the way you're gonna program yourself, and your reality starts to,
act according to the program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I shifted the way that I talk to myself and all the thoughts that I had, I didn't view them as the truth anymore.
Yeah.
That was when things started to change in my reality too.
And how was that step? Like that is the smallest step, but that actually made the difference, the domino effect. But when the knife falls, why did you think, why am I thinking like that? Most of people just go with that feeling. Go like it's a wave that hits, It's like, oh, knife feeling. Oh, I want to kill myself. And then they just go with that. How did you make that step instead of going with the wave? They say you went like, okay, stop. Why do I feel like that?
Well, the thing is, if you want to kill yourself, I had plenty of time to do that. And I didn't for some reason.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have the guts. I wanted to die because I wanted a solution for the way that I felt. I couldn't handle my emotions because they were so high and so low. It was just too much. I also smoked weed back in the day, so that tempered it down, but it only got worse the day after because you don't feel the emotion, so your emotion gets stuck in your body.
Yeah.
So it only gets worse and worse. And I wanted to escape.
Yeah.
That was the main thing in my life, escaping the feeling. And suicide is a long-term solution, or if you want to even call it a solution, for a short-term problem, because you're not going to feel this way every day.
Yeah.
Like, even the good times, they will go.
Pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
Nothing
will
lasts
pass.
forever.
Yeah.
So, also the bad feelings. And I knew, like, when I started to do some mindfulness and like, it's not like, oh, I meditated for every day. I was just more conscious of what I was consuming and what I was thinking, because your mind really plays tricks on you, and your mind can work for you or work against you. And when you keep telling yourself, I want to die over the smallest things, your mind and your body thinks that's the truth.
Yeah.
So then you start act accordingly.
Yeah.
I really talked myself into a depression.
Yeah.
And I talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's really by being conscious of what you think and what you speak, because your words are like magic.
Yeah.
So every time that you say something, even if I say, for as an example, like, oh, to help somebody understand something, I'm like, oh, I'm ugly. I don't want to say that more than one time in, I don't know, a month, because I know my mind and my body don't know that it's ironic.
Yeah, true.
So
exactly.
everything that you're saying has meaning. Everything has the
Has
power
Yeah.
to create. Like even abracadabra, most people don't even, they think, oh, that's some silly thing. But abracadabra really means everything I say is coming into fruition. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something in that
direction.
yes.
Okay.
So everything really has power.
Yeah.
The to say I am, you can use that for you.
Yeah.
You can say I am confident, I am pretty, I am wealthy, I am healthy, whatever you want to say. And if you, then you can use it. If you say I am something negative,
you started creating that reality, and your brain thinks it's reality, and your whole body acts accordingly.
You're setting yourself up for failure if you do that. And only because that's also funny, you know, because when we grow up, the people around us and the teachers and the adults, they're like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I don't even know who I am.
I want to play with my toys, man. Get the hell out of here.
Give me my Barbie.
Yeah.
So, I don't believe that's the good question to ask. I don't know, 7-year-old. Like, why are you programming us like that? You're really programming yourself if you really just limit yourself to one thing.
Yeah.
Because I believe that we are everything and nothing at the same time. That's the duality of the 3D reality, I think. And that everything exists already. So if you want it, you can have it. It's already there.
Yeah.
Otherwise you wouldn't want it. So you don't have to be something. Like, don't get attached to this body that much, because eventually it's also not gonna last forever. We're not immortal, sadly. Yes.
And interesting. And what did you? How were you influenced, or how did you, from this period that you have this negative thoughts, right? How what influenced you and what helped you in order to shift your mindset from, oh, this is the clothes I'm wearing is also not the right mindset. The things I'm saying. Were you also influenced by outsiders, your friends, the group that we are? What did you do via what kind of activities, events did you participate in order to help you create this mindset?
Yeah, well, it was mostly the outside and the way that everybody reacted to me. Because when I was so severely depressed and really wanted to die, I also identified with the fact that I could have borderline or something like that. So I started acting like that even more, because I unconsciously identified myself already, and I saw the patterns, and I was like, oh my God, I have this. And so it became, because I also said it to my boyfriend back then, like, oh yeah, and this is why I act like this. I was just desperately in need for an explanation of why I felt like this. And it from an explanation, it went to an excuse. So I would just act out and say things because I felt like it, and I
am this way, so I'm sorry.
Exactly. Like, okay, I have ADHD, I have borderline, I can't help it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's all in your head. So of course there's exceptions, I guess. I'm not a mental health expert or
no. Yeah, we're talking about generally, like
exactly.
shifting the mindset. But did friends outside of you helped you a lot, or the event that you participate in?
They didn't help me. They just made me aware of the way that I was acting.
Or they gave you just feedback and like, hey Tanya, I see you doing this or doing that. That's weird, or that's...
Yeah, it wasn't my friends that much, because they supported me and they were like, okay, we understand. They were trying to understand me. But my boyfriend back then, he was really getting affected by it. And I didn't care about my life that much, but I cared about his life and our relationship. So in order for the relationship to
flourish,
exactly, I needed to fix something, because I was the problem. Of course, both have, because it's not one thing. Exactly. So but I really, and also to my parents, like we had fights. It wasn't even funny, and I still couldn't see like, I would, they would tell me like, Tania, okay, this, there was this one event where it got really bad at home, and my dad would throw
CD discs.
no a knife at me and would say like, okay, go kill yourself then.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that really said something. Yeah, that really hit me, but also made me realize how much effect this had on my parents too, because they saw that little girl literally wanting to kill herself and in so many different states. So it was really for my outside world that I wanted to change my inside world. So
being conscious about your surroundings and the feedback that you get from other people.
Exactly. So we were on vacation, and I knew that my relationship was basically over, and but it wasn't official yet. Huh? And I was with my family, and we were just talking so much and talking about my future, and I really felt that love from them. Like they really cared. They really cared for my well-being. They tried their best. I absolutely love them. I love my family so much. But I was scrolling on TikTok, where it all started. I was scrolling on TikTok, and then I saw a video of Axel, and that really clicked. I looked on his profile, and that was the event, even the event before Elise.
Oh yeah. So, the second one from his or the first one?
No, it was the second one, the 2.0.
Yeah.
And I just saw everything that was on the schedule. I was like, I need to be here.
Yeah.
Like people like me, and he was saying things that I felt, and I also thought the same. I was like, what? I am not alone anymore. This is amazing. So that
what did he say that you resonated with?
Honestly, I don't even remember. No.
Do you know how he felt like back then? Like at that moment?
I felt like a shift. Really a shift in not even only my mindset, but also in like a reality, because within a day we had a call and like, oh yeah, you should come to my event. And we were instantly bonding over Eindhoven because he's also from around there.
Yeah, the Bokstel.
Yes. Yeah. So he was really like, oh, Eindhoven. And I remember that he I already left the call, but I heard him saying to some friends of his or whatever, like, this one's from Eindhoven. And I was like, okay, nice. I like this.
Zelfde mentaliteit.
Exactly. Yes. So then I went there, and in my surrounding, I felt like I was, doing this where people were not thinking like me. And then I got there, and I was like, why am I on the bottom right now? Like comparing myself constantly, and that made me even more aware of some things and got me some more of a community. And I started to do ice baths and things like that. And all those little things contributed to me standing where I am right now.
Awesome.
And it's really a process that you have to, embrace the process, because you can't expect yourself to grow within a day. Like there's so many things, and I'm still learning things about myself that I suppressed for so many years, and it's an everlasting process. So just enjoy it while it lasts, because I think that we are here to learn and to experience and to love and to give love most of the time. Of course, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, but even the bad things, they're even as beautiful. I used to see my high emotions and my high lows, especially, as a burden, but I know now that is my superpower. It's really something that I can, I can love so much, and I went so fucking low. That only means that I can go even so fucking high. It's just amazing. If you just change your perspective and your mindset, you can literally change your life. And everything, like you said, that happens in your life is for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that I learned the lesson already. It keeps going back to you. It keeps going back to you if you don't fully integrate it into your life.
The universe is like, I got some multiple. If you're ready for that with that one, I got some more.
Exactly. Here, the same situation in a different jacket.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you got another test.
Yeah.
Oh, you want this thing? Well, I will make you strong.
Yeah, but in a how do you say it? In a loving way, though.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, hey, you have to pass this test, otherwise I'm gonna drop you a timeline lower. No, it's not like that. No. It's more in a, here, I give you an opportunity to grow. Do you want it? Yeah. Okay, here, you can have it. Or, okay, we'll just wait another month, then we'll see again. So
exactly.
It's like when you raise a puppy or something.
Yeah. Like you don't give your 5-year-old child the keys of your Lamborghini.
No, exactly. Yeah. Or you don't beat them up if they make a mistake. Yeah. I hope.
Question mark. No, awesome. And how long, like you, the way that you're speaking at the moment, it's a really big difference than what story you just told me, right? How long did you took you? What was this whole period? How long did it take you?
I thought we settled on the fact that time is relative. No. How long it took me? Well, I'm almost a year clean from drugs. Mm-hmm. So yay. So that's 1 year.
By the way, did certain drugs also help you be conscious?
Whoa! Now you're saying something. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Because in my occasion, it happened, and maybe you can also because that's also what I want to create in this world. Not okay. Wait, then you can tell the story. But in the first piece, I think in my experiences, if you use, for example, the truffle ceremony, for example, ayahuasca, I didn't do it, but I heard a lot of good things, of course. But certain MDMA therapies, these certain ceremonies and procedures, they can be really beneficial if you know how to use them. And I think the young adults, when they feel stuck or they feel that they are, in a rut, for example, these certain methods, if used correctly and with the right people, can really help you be aware. For example, when you were in your period that you said, okay, I don't see a point in life anymore. If you can give these people like a real calm and calm and a safe place where they can express and experience these type of things, they can be more conscious of what they are doing in their life, because that's what it did for me. And I think these young adults can really use these certain things in a right way.
I agree to a certain level, because I also thought like that for a really long time. But I think now, even with the right mindset or something, you don't even need ayahuasca to get to that point. But in some points, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
When you're like really stuck at your life.
Yeah. But I knew a friend of mine who did that because he was just feeling low and he couldn't cry. Then he did some truffles and really wanted it to make something loose in him. But it didn't, because he had the focus of, I want this. And then the truffle said no.
Yeah, you know what I also think? Like when I'm also building a community. When you build a community and you do it, and you also like how do you call it? Aanbieden. Like you offer them also this experience. After they done that ceremony, they need the circle. You know, when you have the surroundings and you're still struggling with that thing, you have to be able to connect with the other people, not just the ceremony itself, not just like, hey guys, we're doing the ceremony. Okay, after that, everybody goes home. Nobody talks to each other, you know? No, it is from that community that they are connecting, and it is one of the sessions or events they can participate in. That's exactly what I was thinking. After that certain events, they're like, okay, they're going back to their own normal lives where they have the circumstances with the old mindsets, old limiting beliefs. But if I think to shortcut that, if they have something to fall back on, for example, the community, not only online but also offline, they can meet them multiple times in a month, maybe, or maybe in 3 months. Let's say 3 times or every month 1 time at a certain place. And then you meet like-minded people that's also growing and that's also in the right mindset, and they can help each other and resonate with each other after the ceremony. Then I think there's a much bigger chance for that person to really have an effect on the thing that he did in that ceremony.
Yeah. I understand. Yes.
That's the idea.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Depends on the drug because
yeah. Now I think I'm gonna start. I do have also another teacher, an NLP teacher. She's also doing ceremonies with another girl, one of her partners that she has connections with, and I am planning on working together with her to build something for young adults in that sector.
Okay.
And of course, I'm gonna have a professional, and also gonna have multiple people who know what they're doing, because I have experience from my own, and I helped people, but I am not an official, let's say, ceremony leader. You know, I don't. I never have taken lessons, shall I say?
Mm-hmm.
But I did it in my own way, and the feedback that I get from that people, that was so blissful, and they were so thankful that they did it. So I think there's something in there.
That's great. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what you're gonna.
Gonna build.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, because this wasn't a drug. I'll do this story first,
Mhm.
because
Sure.
I did a breathwork session.
Very
and
helpful.
It was like a DMT experience,
Mhm.
man. It was fucking insane. Like, I had those T-Rex hands, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
laying there and crying, like, what the fuck? Where does this come from? But it was amazing afterwards. And some people even see visuals or whatever. It's amazing what
Mhm.
only the breath can do. Because if you think about it, the first thing that we do when we come into this world,
out of the womb.
it's
Yeah.
and then or maybe you're like, give me milk
Give
or
me
something.
milk. Yeah.
If you can talk already, but something like that.
Yeah.
So it's really the only thing that we have control over in our body, because we can't be like, okay, I want my liver to start working right now on 110%. No, it doesn't work like that. The only thing you can do is to, okay, I don't know if that sounds weird, but
no, it helped me, because that is so true. And I did a breathwork workshops.
Yes.
And I am also presenting in groups and NLP. And when I focus on my breath, we call this coach state. And you focus on, and also what is it? Coach states. There's like a couple of methods. I forgot the analogy or the methods. What's actually basically what it is? You focus on your breath, and you focus on your physical, how do you say, appearance, and also how you stand, and it shifts you. Literally, how you breathe, how you think, how you act is all dependent on how your breathing rhythm is. Yes. And literally, before you start presenting certain things, you focus on your breath. That's one of the elements, and that is one of the biggest. Exactly. One of the biggest things that helped me. Focus on your breath. Try to lower your how do you call the
heart rate?
No, how you breathe, how fast you breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Breathing rate.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, heart rate also drops when you do that. It depends on literally the most simplest, and when you think this shouldn't work. But yeah, it does.
To add something more, if you're a woman and you want to be like, I'm skinny, I am this, women are more likely to get autoimmune diseases because of their part breath. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm sorry.
Upper.
But they're only breathing through here.
Oh yeah.
It's not everywhere.
Same.
So that's really that's not good.
Yeah.
So if you want to appear skinny, just eat healthy and go to the gym. But don't hold your belly in all the time, because that's not good.
Yeah,
it's really not good for your health.
After a while, you don't know how to breathe at your stomach. I had that too, not only for girls, because I always like tucked it in back in the day. Yeah, and now I'm like, Oh, that's why. Oh,
Yeah.
how do you, and then they say like, no, you're breathing in from your chest. Like, this is my lungs. What do you mean? I said, no,
Yeah.
you have to breathe in from your belly, he says. I'm like, oh,
How?
that's, and then it starts to shift. Everything. Like
Yeah.
from that simple breathing method, everything started to shift.
Yes.
You're true. That's so true.
Yes, and with anxiety and everything,
Yeah.
it helps so much to even just a part of your brain focus on the breathing, and it has so many benefits like for Wim Hof, for instance. Look him up.
Yeah.
He's really good
Wim
at
Hof
the Wim
technique.
Hof. Yeah, exactly. But also the 9-7 method.
Oh,
So
I don't know.
9 seconds in, 7
Oh,
out,
yeah.
or reversed.
Mhm.
Like the breath. Because even in the gym, when I
Mhm.
at first I didn't even breathe. I was just, pushing
Yeah.
150. Not with my arms. I'm not that
Yeah.
cost, but
Cost, yeah.
with my legs, for instance, and I would just stop breathing, and every time I'll be like, I'm gonna die. Yeah, of course, if you don't breathe, you're gonna die. So I started to focus on my breath work because of yoga and everything. And every time when you want to use power,
Yeah.
you use the
Breathing.
out.
Yeah.
If you want to gain a bit more,
Energy.
energy, you breathe in. But to use your power, I started to use it in the gym, and I can lift 10 times more. Okay, 10 times is a bit much, but you can lift way more when you focus on your breathing.
Yeah.
Even with power yoga, the instructor told us, like, okay, it doesn't matter how you're doing the exercise, just breathe correctly and you're doing fine.
Yeah.
And the rest follows. Now when you train it, becomes more of a natural thing to breathe normally. And if you get stressed, like breathe in, breathe out, and you can manage it.
Yes.
So breath is amazing. Really, I would recommend doing it at least a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Just breathe,
Oh, that's what not we were doing.
No.
No, like it sounds so breathe. I'm already breathing. What do you
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, no, you're not breathing, right? That's
Exactly.
like you need to
be conscious of
what you exactly.
Yes.
And my god, there's a lot of awesome things already. How we were also talking about the traumas that you built in your stomach from certain things that you experienced from your past. That was also things we were talking about. Can you zoom in on more in that one? How did you were aware of those certain things, and how did you manage to heal certain things?
Well, I saw it on the internet a couple of times that people were talking about trauma release and that. I didn't really believe it. I was like, okay, first see, then believe. And I tried it and nothing really worked. What was on TikTok, for instance, I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
And then I went to yoga, and there's this really trained person, and she, basically, so as a woman, you store pretty much a lot of trauma, not all of it, of course, but a lot of trauma stores in your in your private parts, but not really your private parts, so the lower belly, let's just put it like that. Around your birth canal, something like that. So all the tension and stuff is there. And what was really bizarre, the first time that I laid there, and you're kind of with your legs like you're birthing a baby. You're really giving birth, and just be there for a certain time. And after a while, my legs started shaking, and everything it was fucking bizarre. I was like, is this normal? But I just let it happen because I didn't know what the fuck was up. And I looked at my mom, and she was like, no, this is normal. And I was like, okay, because her legs were not shaking that much, and mine were going crazy. And then I started to cry, and not even cry, but cry. really
screaming, crying.
I was in a yoga class, so I didn't want to
Oh yeah.
make that much of a noise. I think that would help if I made a noise, but I didn't do it back then. And the tears kept on rolling out, and my mom was like, "Get out of the position! Why? Just get out! Why are you doing this to yourself?" I'm like, "No, I need this." I felt instinctively.
Yeah. You felt that it needed to happen.
Yeah, it needed to get out.
Yeah.
And after the session was done, I felt 10 kilo lighter or something, and I went to the instructor. I was like, "Was that normal?" She's like, "Yeah."
She didn't even. She just let it happen.
Yeah. She was even proud of me. She was like, "Yeah, I'm good for you that you did that. I would recommend you to do it more often, because I think there's a lot stuck there." And that was when I started to really just everything clicked. And I was like, "Whoa, how does this work?" And even because as a woman, you're amazing. Also, men, of course, are amazing. Not saying anything like
the
that.
creators of the world.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not a feminist, so just to put it out there.
No, they wouldn't.
Okay, great.
But it was a yoga class then.
It was a yoga class, yeah. Just yin yoga this time. Yeah. So it wasn't even that, but it was a trained instructor, and she knows how to do that. And yeah, we did that on that day, and I was very happy that she did that on that day, because now I know why. And I did it even this week on Monday, and I was completely healthy and everything. And to put it more into context, I was blocking my emotions, because they were a lot again, and I found it really hard to find the space and the time to really feel my emotions. And then I got a realization of like, no, let's just go stretch in the morning. And I did that, and it popped into my head, the whole stretching your lower belly again. And I laid in that position. Fucking bizarre, man.
Yeah,
it
again.
went shaking, and not even that much crying this time, but a lot of shaking. And in that same evening, I got sick. So, like a dis-ease of the body. And I told it to my yoga instructor yesterday. She was like, "Yeah, I think everything is like purging out of your body right now, because your mind and body really work together. And as a woman, like, you have this creation power in you. You have a womb. You can make a baby. Like, that's insane if you think about
create
that.
Life, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it really take care of that part of your It's not something just to have sex with. It's really sacred, and really be careful with who you let into your sacred space, because not everyone deserves to be there. And that's it's completely fine if you do that. I mean, it's your body, it's your life, but be conscious of what you put into your body everywhere.
Is it from only sexual intercourse, or was it also traumas that you experienced from your life that is stored in your womb, or maybe traumas that you experienced before this life?
Yeah, mostly that. Yes. Oh. And also with the generational things.
Yeah.
It's really, I don't even know, like 2% of it right now.
Right.
So there's really a big journey for me there still. But I feel like first I have to, every time that I want to do something on generational trauma, with like, how do you say it in English? Familieopstelling?
Family structure. Just family structure. It's like where people heal traumas when you sit in a circle, and certain people play certain roles in your situation, and then they act and they stand in that energy of that person.
Yes.
And then you heal certain traumas. Family structure, I think it was called in English.
Something like that.
Familieopstelling is
Yes. Yeah. So and every time that I wanted to fix the mother, daughter, grandma thing, the session went completely the other direction. So I guess when it's my time, I will I will be presented, because life will give you exactly what you can handle at that point in time. So exactly what you need. So that will come. But yeah, it's just really mostly for in this body, just the sexual thing.
The sexual
like
form.
really, just think about it. You can't get any closer with another human being, and if that human being has had 15 partners before you, you're also doing it with those 15 partners, because energetically you're all connected then. Like the moment that the penis gets into the vagina, that's when the bond or the connection really happens. So be careful what you put in there, because also the energy and the things that they're struggling with, you're also taking in you. So it's exchanging of energy. Exactly. So that's
and how did you with your ex, that was your first relationship, right?
Yes.
Was it of course, okay, as like when you break up, okay, that means certain things were right, but were you happy, or not happy, but did you at least get something out of the connections that you did with him?
I learned a lot.
You learned a lot.
I learned a lot, and I loved. I know that my love is nothing but nothing to doubt, or that I have so much to give. And now I used to only give to somebody else, but now I'm learning to also give that love to me yourself, because it doesn't matter who's in your life or whatever. It's really all about so to put it into more of a picture, I was walking with a friend of mine, and she saw a couple kissing on the street, and she was like, huh? Take a room and get a room, man. What the fuck? Why are you doing that? And I just felt it cute. I was like, oh, they're in love. That's really that's sweet. Like, I wouldn't do it on the streets, but still I find it sweet that they love each other. Perception. And she has a whole different view on men. She's like, oh, and men are the worst, and every man is like this, and blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I don't share that opinion. Just put it like that. And everything that's inside of you, you can see outside of you. So if somebody's successful and you're successful, you're like, hey, I see you. I see the talent in you, man, because you also have that talent. Exactly. If you look at somebody else and think, oh, you're ugly, there's also a part of you that feels ugly or is a bit ugly. You know? So everything that you see out of yourself, it's really from within. So I see love because there's so much love inside of me. You know, you can only recognize it if you already have it. So you can use that to your advantage or not. And it's also really, how do you say it? It's a guideline of the things that you can work on. Because if you feel irritated by a person on the road, for instance, what's really irritating you? What does that say of something inside of you? So, really everything is, when you look at it, a lesson or an opportunity to grow. So it's up to you if you change something and act accordingly. Because what I also wanted to say is, some people also in this age, like, we have built this a bit of a lazy generation. I don't want to say. Yeah. Also, I think it has a not a correlation, but with there's a how do you say verband?
Consequence.
No, verband.
Oh, there's a there's like a bond. There's like a cause and effect from.
Something like that. Yes. With, for instance, the whole hookup culture, that's making men a bit weak, and women too.
Weak men create hard times. No problem. It's like the saying: weak men create hard times create tough men create easy times create weak men.
Yes.
That one, right?
Exactly. Wow. Yes, didn't even think like that.
Yeah, I heard that quote around the internet, and that's exactly true. At least I feel like we are in the weak period getting stronger. Like the times are getting hard, and otherwise you stay weak and you're gonna fall off the boat, or you're gonna realize, okay, fuck, we need to work on ourselves. We need to heal the generational trauma that we have from our, not only the parents is not the fault, but it's like the generational trauma. We have to be the one who says, okay, my parents couldn't fix it, or my generation couldn't fix it. Okay, I'm gonna fix it now.
And it's okay if you can't.
Yeah.
You can if you will, but not everybody has that
mindset.
Yeah, like everybody can if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe, because otherwise it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Because that's also what I was gonna say. Like everybody wants everything. Like, oh, I want to have a nice car. I want to have a good body. I want to. Okay, but do you want to act accordingly?
Yeah.
Because you gonna have to, think long term instead of going into your cravings at the moment.
And sacrifice a lot of things.
Exactly. And also, that's also a bit lack mindset if you put it like that. Like, oh, I need to let everything just for that one goal, because you can still, it's a balance within. But in most things, you can't eat like shit and expect a good body.
Yeah.
Like
doesn't correlate to those things.
Exactly. That's not gonna happen. So
stand that.
Okay.
Alright, we back. I just checked the phone if it's still recording, and it is. You wanted to talk about something specific? You just told me. Yeah,
something just to because you asked the question, like, do you have any experiences with MDMA or whatever? Yes, I have. Because that was also one of the turning points for me back then. Yeah. Because I did MDMA and I looked at a tree and I was like, wow, how did I ever look at this tree and just think it's a tree? It's amazing. Everything was amazing. Everything was love. I liked everything, even doing this with my hands. I was like, wow, it feels like a million kisses, and it was amazing. And back then it really shifted my point of view on the way that I viewed the world.
Because you were feeling so bad, and you were thinking, this is how I feel, and now you've experienced the other side, and that gave you a real big boost of sort of like, oh, there is another side.
Exactly. You can have it's really all in your head, if you say so.
But in the right circumstances, like you weren't doing this in a party club or whatever. Like no, it was the right circumstances, right. Let's say, maybe not the best, but at least a comfortable environment that you did it and not too stressed.
It was really great. I was, my grandparents went on vacation, and me and my boyfriend back then went into their apartment, and he was really impulsively like, hey, you wanted to do MDMA, right? I was like, yeah, sometime. He was like, okay, I have it. Like, what?
Yeah.
So that really...
and
am I gonna do this? But I did.
So. Exactly. And another maybe weird question: were you intimate with when you did MDMA with him?
Well, that's funny that you asked, because I had birth control. I was on birth control before, and I felt that it made my depression worse because it fucks with your hormones.
Yeah, exactly.
Really does.
You should. I would never recommend my girlfriend
no,
that shit. Yeah.
No, but I didn't know back in the day, so I just ripped it out on myself, of course, and then it started to become better, but we were using a condom, and he couldn't keep it hard with the condom on. So it didn't happen.
No.
But the rest was intense as fuck.
Yeah, and that is what I wanna zoom in on, because I experienced the exact same, and with MDMA, it's you create, when you have a bond with the person you love and in the right environment, you create such a connection with the other person. I realized and healed a lot of things that were keeping myself away, and why did I act certain way, or what am I attracted to in certain people, and that is because I created such a connection with her that's like, it feels like stupid to say, but on a cosmical level, you know, and that created the safe space with my to my unconscious in order to go, okay, look, you're experiencing this level of let's say blissfulness. Okay, here do you have all this bullshit, and I'm crying while I'm like intimate with this person, right? And I'm but like happy crying, you know.
Yeah.
And then she was like, why are you crying? I'm like, yeah, just let me be. But yeah, this is a very interesting thing, because if you use it at the right circumstances, in the right environment, in the right way, it can heal so much things.
Yeah.
And it can connect with you with the right person as well. But yeah, I also experienced that, what you just said. Yeah, I experienced that thing as well, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it really it's really amazing how these things work. And
Yeah.
also, if you think about it, like dogs can see other things or
Yeah.
hear more things. Cats too.
Yeah.
Almost every animal. And we are, if we would use our brain the same way that
Yeah.
we use our body, we could only do this.
Yeah.
So just to think about it, like with LSD or whatever,
Yeah.
there's so many things that we're not seeing, that our brains just can't comprehend.
No.
And also the way that we are,
Yeah.
because we are so fucking powerful. And that's
Yeah.
what I mean with like thinking so small. We are, how do you say it? We're infinite, really like infinite.
We don't know what this power in us holds.
No,
we just think, oh, machines are stronger, AI is better. No, we don't know how to use this
Exactly.
intelligence being of ours.
Exactly. Do
Yeah.
you think Mozart got his inspiration from TikTok?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and also, I gotta give him credit for this. Axel, he told me once, because I used that as an excuse to keep on using TikTok back then, and he was like, "Okay, but just listen. Inspiration, intelligent, all those things are inside of you.
Yeah.
It's not out there.
Yeah.
Like we have this great creation power within
Yeah.
us. We can do whatever we want, but we just have to get into the zone, if you
Yeah.
get what I mean, and really just let it flow.
Create the
Don't
right circumstances also.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
But don't think so small of yourself. You can achieve big things,
Yeah.
even bigger than your mind even could have imagined.
Yeah.
Because we can't comprehend what we are. I was in middle school. I was looking at my head. I wasn't busy with
Yeah. with science or with
rekenen or whatever.
numbers or mathematics. Yeah.
Exactly. I was just looking at my head and being like, so I see me, and I see you, and you see me, like I see myself. So this is your world, and this is mine. You know, I was like having an existential crisis. Like, how does this fucking work? How are we doing this? How am I learning stuff? And also habits, because I was sitting in my bath, and I was because I always sat with my arms, for instance, like this.
Crossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, but why is it like this? I want to do it like this. So the other way around. And it felt weird at first. And when I did it, I don't know, maybe 70 times, it didn't feel weird anymore.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, now is this the comfortable one?
Yeah.
And this one is weird. So it's just what you do more.
Yeah.
It's going to become normal.
You create a highway of the desired outcome, and the highway that you have is the highway that you're always used to.
Yeah.
And the one that you want to create is like a dirt road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used that same one.
Yeah.
Same one. I don't know where I heard it, but it was it really resonated.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
Me too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Like, wow. And I was like, are you gonna say this? Otherwise I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
No, this so you for there's a baby crying outside.
Birth.
Birth.
Yay.
Oh no, I was gonna talk about the part. Yeah, so that MDMA experience helped you. You were outside. Oh no, you would with your boyfriend on that.
On the balcony, staring at a tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in that moment, you started realizing, you started becoming more aware of the certain patterns that you experience in your life.
Yes, and also how beautiful this world is.
Oh
You
yeah,
only
the feeling that you always used to, that negative one, and now you figured out the dirt road onto to happiness. Yeah,
exactly. I was like, wow, this is
it
fucking amazing. It
yeah
was dark already, so you couldn't even see anything.
yeah.
But it was, it was one of the most. I think that was the point where I fell in love with trees because I still have this love for trees
Yeah,
now.
green.
Yeah,
Green.
green.
Yeah, yeah.
I love them. They're amazing. I think they're like at some point they're like ancestors. Like they've been here
Yeah,
for
it feels like
so long, and
so much knowledge.
yes, and
Yeah.
you could talk to a person, but it's different with a tree. It's so much different.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you just sit with your spine to back at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tree and you just tell everything that like I had this
It's just like Avatar. You gain knowledge, or you experience knowledge from it. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, and I okay, this sounds maybe a bit funny, but I held hands with the tree and with like the branches. I just did like this, and I felt such I don't know. I felt really connected, maybe because of the weed back then. Because if I say it like this, I feel like okay, maybe some people are gonna think what the
Yeah,
heck
it could
show
be
for?
right.
But it's only what you believe. It's
Yeah.
only what you want to experience, and I
Yeah.
think trees are amazing because if look at it in a practical way, like if a branch with the storm, for instance, like a branch breaks off, or yeah, okay, do you think the tree isn't gonna grow a new better one?
Yeah.
It's not gonna break off if it was that good in the first place.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
shift, and also you see with a tree you see very good seasons, and for instance, I think every person should feed themselves and also live accordingly to the seasons. Like we're not on every season in the same mode. And with a tree, you can see when it's summer, you can see when it's winter
what
or
time it is,
fall. Exactly.
Yeah.
So trees are amazing, and also I wanted to put some little thing with it because men have a very different cycle than women. For instance, you have a 24-hour cycle, and we have a 25 to 28 day cycle, or longer for some of us. So we have ovulation, all those things, period. So if you, because I also did that, for instance, with the gym, and I would just do every week the same workouts, but I felt a difference in my strength, and also that I was going way too hard on my body.
Yeah.
Because a woman isn't supposed to
go
all
hard
the
all the time. Yeah.
You also have to flow and just rest. So yoga or dance or whatever feels right for you. But really feed yourself accordingly and also act accordingly. And that's also what I've been trying to do these days. But I'm also gaining knowledge still. So I'm not an expert, but I know someone who is. And I learned a lot from her also in which order you have to eat. And that's the girlfriend of Axel. She's really, really good. So if you're a woman and you want to gain knowledge on your cycle and stuff, should really really follow her. And,
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So much information.
Yeah. Just putting everything out there.
Do you have something else to that you want to hop in? Because I think we are on almost on 1 hour. So yeah.
Nice.
If you have something else to share, maybe another thing. No. I also have certain questions on the end of the every podcast. So this is one of the questions that helped me and resonate with me the most, and probably you saw it coming on my Instagram. What would you do if you knew you never could fail at it in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. For sure, start my own company. That's the first thing that comes into mind.
And what type of company?
To really help people, and the people who were in the same, like my audience is like 20 to 25, something like that. Really, just the not the teenage anymore, but the people who really young adults, exactly. Because I feel like I needed a community back then, and I think more people will need it in the future. So I really want to inspire and help people become their best self, and also with the main focus on women, I think, because we don't even know how to use our own power. Men too, but I'm a woman. I think I can help women a bit more in that. But with mental health and mindset, everyone is welcome.
Yeah, of
course.
Because
yes, I think everyone is the same, and we're so different, and no one is like you, of course. But we're also very much the same thing. Like we're not.
You're not alien.
Exactly. We're not that special. You need. I need you here. Yeah. Just to put it like that. We need each other. Yeah. We need each other, and together we can create a beautiful, beautiful reality for ourselves and a community. I don't know how you want to say it.
No, you're right.
It's amazing, and to really keep the humanity high. Yeah. Because I think we're gonna need that in the future a lot. Yeah. With all the
chaos and separation.
Exactly. And people up against each other. No, I'm for this country. I am for this one. Honey, we're all the same. Yeah. Why are you fighting? Yeah. You don't have to fight. Yes. So
and what would be the first step?
The first step
of going towards the building your company.
Well, I'm creating a podcast for myself right now.
Spotify.
So, Spotify, exactly. Yeah. So once that's set up, you guys are free to listen to me
sure.
if you want to.
I will link it if you have it done before I upload the video. I will surely link it in the description below.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really inspirational, really relatable, I think, because I'm just gonna put everything out there. Of course, not my sofa number, but for the rest, or my address, but just I know that I struggled and I needed somebody to talk to me the way that I can maybe talk to you. So if it resonates, then please just give me a follow or whatever. Just listen to it whenever you feel like it. It's free. You have to pay for it, so it's.
And by the way, if you're gonna listen this video or this podcast in the future, this is what I felt and what I seen in front. From you this past couple of times that I saw you. You can talk extremely well, and you put your emotion to how you talk, and I can see a perfect just communicator. That's one thing. You have like a way of talking about and making fun of things and talking about certain topics that makes it fun to talk about it, and you can just gabble about it without me helping you with it. And that's maybe something you should also take in granted when you look back on these videos.
Thank you
because
so much.
It feels like you have the ability, and this podcast I think is going to bring you far.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. No problem.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
That's the thing we should do as like the French or like the community that we are building. Help each other, trying to realize what our strengths were, reflecting on each other, what's our weakness and our strengths is.
Yes, and my weaknesses, I'm gonna, get to know them in your in your event. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. No problem. Oh, that's gonna be awesome as well. Yeah, but so you're gonna start your own podcast, and I think it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna really be amazing.
Thank you.
A lot of people are gonna resonate with that.
I hope so, and I know so.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sure of that.
Yes. So.
I can feel the energy that you're spreading, and it's like, so how do you call? I'm here, but I don't know how. You know, that type of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be a journey. Yeah. And also a process of learning.
Yeah.
Too. But I always love to talk to people and help people and listen to people. Yeah. and now I'm the one talking. And I know that a teacher of mine, he always said to me, like, okay, Tania, before you speak, just count to 10.
Yeah.
Count to 10.
Oh, I have
then
the
you
same problem. Oh man, my teachers always. But yeah, I have the same problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a learning curve, right?
Yes,
Like-
yeah. It's getting better.
Yeah.
I'm really focusing on staying on topic and not going
Yeah.
all the way around it anymore.
Different branches and
Exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, in my head, just everything connects, you know?
Yeah.
Like with everything.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, without the context, you won't understand what I'm thinking
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So, but yeah.
No,
So-
but thanks for being a guest in this podcast. Do you have anything else to share?
I really, really enjoyed this. So thank you so much for inviting me here.
Thank you.
And yeah, I love this concept. I love this, all of it. Like, it's the way that you explained it to me before we started recording.
Mhm.
Just feels so right, and you thought this through so good. Like, credits to you. Like, props to you, man.
Thank
You're
you.
really doing a good job.
Thank you,
And
thank
really getting out there, really doing the things that you said you were gonna do. And you're doing it good.
Thank
So
you.
I'm really proud of you, and thanks again for letting me talk here
Sure.
and
No problem.
share my things. And you ask good questions, and I feel like we can like you say things that we
Yeah,
talk good
resonate. Yeah.
together. Like, we can level.
Yeah,
and
level, yeah.
You're saying things that I can be like, oh wow. and
Yeah, somebody else thinks that way is the same. Yeah,
yeah.
I know
so
what you mean.
that's great. Thank you
Awesome.
so much, and
Yeah, you also.
I wish you all the best. So I'm also gonna give you a shout out. When,
Yeah.
my,
Shout out, jongen.
yeah.
Yeah. No, thanks. I hope you guys like the podcast. If you have something to say or something that you want to share, please let us know in the comments. And thanks all for watching. See you on the next episode. Peace.
Bye.